I'm Sheek.
I'm Joel, and this is a short print. So, Sheik, do you celebrate Christmas?
Yes, I do. We have lots of gifts all throughout me growing up. You know, we would participate in it completely. The house full decorated, lights, Santa Claus on the roof, like the whole shindig. Like we were about it. Um, I think it took me like 15 years to convince my mom to get us a real Christmas tree.
Uh-huh.
And dude, the amount of water that this tree takes in, it's a lot. You got to fill it. I'm not saying it's like hard to do. I'm just saying I didn't expect a tree off the root to intake that much water on a daily basis. But the house smells amazing whenever we do that, and we do that from time to time. We can't do it every year.
Man, that's an experience. I've never had a real Christmas tree in my life.
You have 4 or 5 days to make it happen.
we got our fake one up, and I'm happy. I don't want to deal with it. But growing up, my family was actually Christian. Growing up, Christian to the point where no, we don't do any Santa stuff. We don't do gift giving. All that kind of stuff was like on the side, right? I think they loosened up as we got a little bit older and realized that's something that we wanted being here. But given our background and where they came from, that level or that piece of Christmas really didn't exist of making it about Santa and the like. But that being said, now with my kids and as I got into my teen years, it became more of a thing. And so learning how to gift give was actually a process for me of figuring out how to move away from utility and getting people gifts that actually were fun, right, and exciting. And I guess the whole card world makes it a great avenue where we can find gifts for each other.
Yeah, I mean,
when it comes up,
it's a very interesting time, Joel, because there are a lot of auctions that are really big going on right now. And always in December, there's like this last quarter of the year, it's like this is a lull. Like not a lot of people after national, like all the excitement's kind of like a little over, and then the seasons are already full swing. And then January, February comes and there's like a hype cycle that comes through it. But there are huge auctions going on right now. And gosh, what was it? They call it in finance terms, Joel, they call it tax harvesting, right? And that is kind of what is happening a little bit, but also some people, just holiday times are expensive. It's not really cheap. It forget like if your family doesn't do gift giving, a lot of families do traveling, so you have to spend money somewhere for the most part. So it's a very expensive time, to be honest. Like, has your wife given you a sports card gift before?
I gave my wife advice many years ago that I would feel uncomfortable with for her to approach like going to a place and purchasing like a piece of memorabilia or a card because I was scared that she would get ripped off, and I never want to see her get ripped off in that space. That being said, she gave me, I think it was for Christmas a few years ago, she gave me $100 gift card, right, to my local card shop, which I loved, and to me that's great because I love spending money with the guy. And I used to get this jersey behind me. So her $100 gift card turned into something that was not $100 on the back of my wall. So I don't know if that's a gift that she was like a little bit like, I don't know how I felt about what that turned into.
My wife is in a couple of things card related. I don't have it here with me. Maybe the next show I will find it somewhere. I think we just moved, and if you look behind me, I'm in our new office. So I'm trying to get things behind me that are relevant to cards. What you're seeing right back here is this is the Instagram account Art is Bullshit, which is Kiki, which is Croatian Twin's brother, who is an artist, and he made this print on the Jordan Fleer. It's kind of like a mosaic kind of look, and it's numbered out of 23. And luckily for me, it's numbered 6 out of 23. So I get, a little bit of LeBron, a little bit of Jordan, best of both worlds. And then if you look over here on this shoulder, this is the pantheon of all the teams LeBron has played in. And this was actually a gift from my wife to me for my, I think my birthday, like 2-3 years ago. And so she doesn't know what to buy in cards. It's kind of tough for her to probably navigate because my interests have changed so much in it. And then so this year, this is my first Father's Day this year, and she bought. She must have seen an ad, or she was targeting this, but she went to one of those custom card companies, and she made like a gold card, and it's like a Pokemon one, and it's called like the Iron Sheik,
Hmm.
and it literally is like showing you like different traits like that, it would be good to have as a father that I'm seem to be doing, which is good. I'm heading in the right direction. And then it has a picture of our she took a picture of our family, and it made it into a cartoon, but I'll maybe show it in a future episode if I can find it. I gotta find it or she'll kill me. It's so interesting to have like your partners like be interested in something that you're interested in, because it's like if you're semi interested, then your partner can get involved. But if you're like overly obsessed, I think they find it a little difficult to. They don't want to like buy the wrong thing. They know
Yeah.
you're so picky about it. Like for instance, I wouldn't go out and buy a dress for my wife, like because I'm scared I would mess that thing up
Right.
completely,
Yeah, I know. I
absolutely,
feel that. I
completely.
definitely feel that way about jewelry, purses, and the like. It's hard. I would love to be that person that picks like the perfect piece, but I'd rather have her give me at least a good guide, and then I can go make sure that she gets something that she will truly like.
Yeah, and because of this, right? The reason I brought it up is like I think my wife is doing something different. She's like not cards completely, but she's doing some random things. Like I'll give you a great story for everyone to know. So I work for a company in the space, and I was working at the Burbank show, and so my wife was, she hadn't come to a card show for a few months. Or really almost ever, to be honest. She's been so busy with her own work and taking care of my son as well. So she surprised me at the Burbank show near the end of one of the days, and she wanted to see what it was all about because she had never seen like the setup. She never seen what was out there. We like my wife was a competitive swimmer for a long time, so I got to show her some Phelps cards, which she didn't really care about, to be honest, which I was surprised about. But I was like, don't you think you would like a Phelps card with a, game used goggle from an Olympic win? And she was indifferent about it, which is so weird to me because you would think as like an athlete, like you would care about it. But I guess even in athletes that care about stuff, not everybody wants memorabilia. Not everybody wants everything that we like. Okay, so we were talking about last episode that we wanted to maybe start showing some cards, right? That's what we're here for. And we've been talking about sets, and sets are great, but people also want to see stuff that, is happening. So I have a couple of cards here. Joel, do you want to go first, and then I'll go right after you?
Sure. I mean, I guess one in particular that's been on my mind that I've got recently. I've been really into Metal Universe Champions, as Sheik knows. It's kind of a weird, niche set, but I picked up this Platinum Portraits of Tiger, and these come. I think it's something like 1 in 5 cases to pull a Platinum Portraits, and I think the set is about 15 players, I believe. So, and this one actually is the Pop One Pristine, and to me, Tiger's one of the players in the set where, I mean, people worry about like the jerseys, what you're wearing, but the golf cards in there, there's no jersey. There's nothing to be worried about. License actually has the Tiger licensing on it on the back. You can see the
Interesting. Is he
where.
did he only have do each person only have one platinum portrait, or do they have multiple?
So this year there's only one platinum portrait. I think Jordan. I feel like I've seen 2 pictures of
Yeah,
Jordan.
that's why I asked that. I didn't know.
Yeah, but I don't think I've seen that with any of the other people. Um, this design in particular, this is the only year. This was the arena design actually stepped in and did a new look for 2021 Metal Universe, and this was their reimagined design for the platinum portraits,
It looks
which
great.
is exceptional. Like to me, the technology they use here, so you have the classic, the kind of like the pinholes that make up the picture. But along with that, there's die cutting around each side here with
Mhm.
every single one of these letters are die cut, right? And to use the hollow foil on the platinum portrait on the side, And for it to get a BGS 10, I think is exceptional because of you think about all the chances for something to go wrong. So this is probably one of my pickups I'm happiest with for many reasons.
It's good grade too. Did you grade it yourself?
Yeah, actually, this one. So I was hoping for a gem, and this is a pristine was a surprise. Getting a pop one pristine, I was just hoping for it to be gem. I was like, it looks pretty good, but that was a nice jump.
So Joel came in with a banger. So you were
Sorry.
talking about doing this, and I was like, I'm not going to change my cards now, but maybe next time I'm going to have to bring out a banger. I thought we were just going to do like normal stuff.
Sorry.
All right, so I have a couple normal stuff. Okay.
We'll do a different one.
No. Okay. So I have like impulse buying on really small cards sometimes. Like honestly, I don't know if I'll own this card 2 months from now because I feel like I just bought it. I was like, man, I gotta have a card of this player, and so I'll find something around like the $30 to $50 range, and I'll bin it. I don't care. And so I did that with this card. So this is a design by Donruss Elite in 2021. And it's a Sengun orange, okay, high numbered. It's a PSA 9. It was about $50. I binned it. You can find me on alt comps. I'm sure I'm on there. I'm probably paid the record. But I didn't care because I was just like, man, I'm really impressed with this player. Like his nickname is starting out to be like Baby Jokic, and I think he could do it. He's got a chance. Houston's actually they're in contention for a play-in game. Can you believe that? The Rockets. No. That's nuts.
I'm sad. I was hoping that my guy Jalen Green would do it, but he's kind of fizzling right now.
I don't know if he's the guy. I think this is the guy. I think this is the guy that I have the most faith in. He's passing the ball. He's getting better defensively. We'll see what happens. You got to stay healthy. But I like the way he plays the game, and I think it's really helping the team overall. So I think this is one that I just binned, and then the other card is very cheap, maybe $2.99. But this has been in my collection since probably the third or fourth month I ever started collecting. So I keep this in my travel box. So nobody even knows that it exists. It's in there. I never even show it to anybody. So this is the first time people are seeing this for this. This is Devin Thomas. He's a wide receiver. He does not have a professional card because he's that crappy. Okay? Mm-hmm. So what this guy is, and I know you could probably go, by the way, this is by Sage. You remember Sage?
Oh, I know
Joel,
Sage.
The company? So why do I even have this? Why is this so important to me? No one will know except I'm about to tell you. He was a New York Giants hero. He was the reason that the Giants won probably the second Super Bowl. They were playing the 49ers. They could not move the ball. It was raining. He was not even playing wide receiver. He was on the special teams. And he got 2 fumble recoveries. One that bounced off the San Francisco 49ers leg, and he recovered it, and the Giants could not move in overtime. I think they had 3 possessions in overtime. It's like 3 and out. He recovered it at like the 25-yard line of the 49ers. We once again went 3 and out, and we kicked the game-winning field goal to make us go to the Super Bowl. So this guy retired, literally probably a couple years after that game, and he was a nobody, except for he was a hero for the New York Giants. So that is so lucky to be in the right place at the right time, and that's what you need to win a Super Bowl sometimes, most of the time. So I keep this in every carrying case. Any card show that I go to, this card is in my carrying case with me. Some superstitious.
So you would say call Devin Thomas your good luck charm?
Sure. I need another one of these, but the Giants are so bad. But essentially, I'll never forget this guy. I as soon as the game was over, I hunted the card on eBay and binned it, and there was only one available at that time. So there's a bunch available probably on eBay now. I've never even checked, but essentially, I had to have this card, and it's the only card of this guy that I know. So I binned it.
I'm gonna have one in my case too shortly.
You gotta hear some of these. Fine, you're not gonna get this one. You can get another one. I think there's a numbered card in this set, actually. Um, okay, but that's good. We're gonna keep that going. I think that's a good idea to just be like more productive about that. So Joel, just to move it forward, how about we get into the post of the show, post of the week? I would call it week, but we do a show every 2 weeks. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you the post. I'm gonna share my screen. I'm gonna post, and then I want you to just talk to me about like what do you think this could mean for the hobby. Okay.
All
So
right.
I'm gonna share my screen right now. Here we go. Here it is, Joel. Do you see it?
I see it. I see it's the Brady Superfractor.
Yeah, it's the Brady Superfractor, the Bowman Chrome Superfractor, 1 of 1. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing
Mm-hmm.
now. So, what are your thoughts about this? It's been all over. It's been all over social, everything.
I mean, my thought initially is I'm happy that people are going to get some good money off of it. I don't get it. And I don't find it that exciting, but I'm happy that people do because I think it's a good thing for just the hobby in general to have people interested in these kind of one-offs.
Joel, you're being too nice. You're being too nice. Okay, this card is outselling the Bowman Chrome like PSA 10, not the PSA 9, in the same grade. It's outselling the 2000 Bowman Chrome. What are people thinking right now? I don't know. But do I want to own this card in a serial numbered on maybe one of the lower prints, something like that, non-autographed? I think yeah, just because it'll be a fun card to hold, but not at these prices. Russell Wilson has cards like this.
Yeah.
You don't see anybody out there being like, "Oh, let's go pay a lot for the Russell Wilson baseball card." A lot of the football athletes have great baseball cards because they were drafted early.
Yeah. Well, I guess in the case of Russell Wilson, it did sell well when he was like solid, right? When he was in the Super Bowl, his
Yeah.
Colorado Rockies bum card. I have a few of them somewhere. And yeah, I think in the case of Brady, this is not even a card that was relevant because I mean, in reality, there was no. This was not like it was produced. If this was an original card produced, like in '99 or something like that, when he was potentially a prospect, then yeah, maybe there's some merit there. But this is produced all these years later, and I guess it's hard because I feel like it's manufactured. But that being said, it is interesting, right? And they're trying to do something different. They're getting something exciting into this Bowman draft product that they probably need some push for.
Well,
And it's
I
good
don't
to
know
know.
if they need a push, Joel. It's like the hottest product of the year. But I will say this. I do like the marketing. I do like the athlete participation. I wonder if it would feel different if it was an active player,
Yeah.
right? Like at least this one occurred. If they came out with a LeBron James Cleveland Browns thing, I would be like, no, I'm not
Yeah.
about that. But at least he got drafted by them, and he was considering baseball at one point. But I'm just sitting there thinking like, we are going to in 98, 99, Upper Deck had a lot of Jordan exclusive products, only Jordan. And I don't care what anybody says, that's a money grab. It was a money grab. Could we
Definitely.
see a Fanatics based Tops product of someone like Tom Brady, 50 different versions in the set?
I can see it. It could happen. It may already be in the
Coming.
works.
It's coming. It's
Yeah.
coming. There's going to be one, and I cannot. And you know what? I may have to eat my words after this gets released. But there will be a LeBron product where it will be a timeline of the Heat, the Cavs, the Lakers, game used jerseys in each of the cards as a timeline, autographs with all of his pro jerseys in that. And you better be damned, Joel, if I'm not going to spend $1,000 or $2,000 for that box, because I probably will. So maybe it's working because they're going to get me.
Yeah. Well, I think in that case of LeBron, it's a special case where he never had Lakers Heat auto right in that
Yeah,
time. So it's like we get that whole kind of that whole timeline kind of fixed if Fanatics can produce those cards of LeBron.
for sure. I'm just saying that like we should pay attention to this There are sets, and that Jordan set, those Jordan Upper Deck sets still sell well. It's just that, like, what is going to be authentic and what is going to be feel forced. That's what we should pay attention to.
Yeah, and I think I keep it on with the innovation. The hobby will support what it does, and I think the set that we're going to get in today, when we get into it, we'll touch on that, because at the time the set was pushing some level of innovation that didn't exist in the hobby, and it was kind of bringing actually something back to life. So with that, do you want to transition into our set of the day?
Let's do it.
All right. So our set of the day of the recording is 2012 to 13 Crusade Basketball. So this is our first time jumping into the 2010s on this podcast, given this is our 4th episode. But it's a product that at the time I think was fun, because I think they're jumping into the people like Prizm. I think at that point Prizm and Select were both out, and Crusade was kind of the third chance at like a shiny item. But the catch of Crusade that was different was they weren't calling them Prizms per se. Mm-hmm. These were Crusade cards. And This was a throwback to the Crusade insert in the 90s in baseball, which was extremely popular. I think the Griffey Crusade is an extremely expensive card. So this is an attempt to bring that theme to basketball. And it went over pretty well at first in that year. That being said, these boxes got really cheap because we're bringing innovation to the hobby, but in a way, basketball just wasn't there. And as far as the support for buying these products, and what happened was the prices came down, and this was an extremely fun product to rip.
Yeah, I think some things to think about for collectors that weren't opening boxes in this year, or they came to the hobby afterwards. There's 7 packs in this. Everyone thinks it's 6, but in that year, every single product had a Kobe anthology pack. And I used to think that these Kobe anthology packs were going to be so expensive down the road. And obviously, I was a noob, and I thought that was the case. But there are so many. There's the autographs in the Kobe anthology. They're still kind of expensive because they're beautiful. They're beautiful and they're awesome. Rare. And so it was like a homage to Kobe, that he was going to be in every single product as a pack. And the packs had autos, sometimes some of them have swatches, and then it was just about different events in his career. I actually think Fanatics should take a page out of this and consider doing this for some other athletes in other sports. Like, it would have been cool to see something like that for like Peyton Manning and football cards, or Tom Brady on his way out, stuff like that. So the other things about this is, Joel brought up this is coming out of the 90s set. So it was coming out of 98 Leaf, Rookie, and Stars. And they had baseball and they had football, and they still sell for a ton of money. One of the things that's interesting is I didn't realize that they changed the colors of the cards from that set to the 2012. And in that set, I believe the red and gold was serial, or were the base cards kind of things, I believe. And in this 2012 product for basketball, it's blue and yellow, or blue and gold. Call it gold. It's gold. And so that was like the base card. And then there are 3 autographs, 3 memorabilias in this box. Nobody really cared about that. You were caring about the Crusade. The Crusade came 1 in every pack. And, you had the way that they number it is everything is a certain color and gold. So there's red gold out of 99, purple gold, then green gold, then you just have plain all gold, and then the black 1 of 1. One of the things that was the most interesting things that when I was looking into both the 98 and this, they both have a huge checklist of 300 names exactly. So I wonder if Panini took a page out of that Leaf product and said, we're going to keep the checklist for Crusades to also be 300 names. And if you think about 300 names in basketball, Joel, that is huge. That's a huge number of different players. I don't even know if that exists today with all the rookies and everything. Usually they cap it at like 200 or 250 for the checklist. And then the last couple things I just had about it was something really unique. Crusade still exists today, but it's not the same look. So Crusade from 2012 to 2014 stayed as its own product. It was its own lineage.
Mm-hmm.
Then 2015, they call it Crusade, but I don't know if it's related. They moved to something called Excalibur. And then in 2018, the year of the boom of grading, they move it to Chronicles, which Chronicles, I have a little tiff about Chronicles, Joel.
I love Chronicles. I'm the opposite.
Oh my god! You next thing you're gonna tell me is you like Mosaic.
I don't mind Mosaic.
Oh my gosh, dude, they are like my two least favorite sets of all time. I feel. I think part that gets me is the like how many are graded. It's unbelievable. So you just go type in Crusade, just the word Crusade into eBay. The 2018, just for that year, there's over 2,000 listed on eBay.
Holy cow.
2019, there's not 200. 2019 might be 300, but 2020, 200. So like if the overproduction of grading was incredible for that. So Chronicles to me, I'm done. Like I didn't get burned on it or anything like that. They just made too much. Mosaic, just Prizm wannabes, don't want it. But essentially, they keep moving this product. So I don't know why they can't go back to the original lineage. The original lineage of 2012, the way that they look great.
I think they could get back there. I think what happened was at the time is essentially they were not selling enough. This product in 2012 got dirt cheap. So at the 2013 National at Chicago, I think these boxes got down. I think they were at retail. I want to say they're retail about $20 a pack, like $120 a box.
Yep.
And at the National, I was buying boxes like $50 to $60 a box. And I was so bored at the end of the National that I would just rip box after box after box after box of this stuff because it was fun. And guess what? I went through all those cards. I didn't hit a single LeBron base out of all those boxes because of the fact what you mentioned, the 300 card set. And I was like, I'm going to hit LeBron. I didn't hit a single, even like I think out of what, like maybe a case and a half, not a LeBron, which is possible, right? Because it's
keep it going. I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you a couple things why this is so interesting. Keep talking. So I'm now showing like the 2012 draft class, right? And by the way, for those people that don't know, this is basketballreference.com. This is where actually I find so much of my information. But Dame, AD, Draymond Green, Chris Middleton, Harrison Barnes. And then like if we scroll up and then we go to the 2011, remember this is the dual class. You go again and then you take a look. Jimmy Butler, Kawhi Leonard, Kyrie Irving. These three at the top, they're guaranteed Hall of Famers. Like this is a huge set release. We're not even talking about Klay Thompson down here.
Yeah.
And so now how do I stop sharing? Here we go.
This is a perfect year to make Crusade a standalone product because they had two rookie classes to use for that 300 card set.
Yep, exactly.
But there was a stark design difference between the base card, which was made of paper, and then each pack had the one Crusade card. One of the people behind the production of this product, I think it's Keith Howard.
The guy though that sits next to Tracy.
Yeah, next to I think it's Keith Howard. He used to work for Beckett back in the day and would be make articles for the magazine. Anyway, he talked about how the base, the goal was to make it as kind of like as basic as possible. Mm-hmm. Just because the main hit was supposed to be that Crusade card in each pack. But the thing is, it's funny that during the pandemic that when Kobe Bryant passed away, because of these cards, that base card players had wings. I think in particular the Kobe base card exploded because a lot of people really glommed onto the aspect of Kobe and the angel wings and the like, and it became a major thing. Surprisingly, I went to look up recent comps of that card. I think that there's still an SGC9 that sells close to $100 of the base.
That's good. That's crazy. So we haven't done this in the pod yet, but if we see like rare cards of this, like when we talk about these sets, we're not like big time collectors of these sets, but we admire them from a distance, and we've also ripped either the box open or we, care about how it looks. If you're interested in purchasing some rare 2012 Crusades, if you head over to ComC and look it up, some guy has unloaded a couple dozen one of ones black Crusades from 2012. Now, I don't know what the prices are or anything like that, but to see 2012 Crusade Black one of ones is really hard to find. So if you want to head over there and pick up one of those, please be my guest. And I think this is probably something that we probably need to add towards, Joel. If we see things like this in the community, we probably need to just start shouting it out so people can go pick up some of these awesome little niche grails,
No, that's a great call out. I didn't realize it was like a ComC. I got some. Well,
Are you gonna go buy one now? I should have told you off the air.
Kind of,
I'm joking.
Yeah, you're making me kind of peak, but
yeah.
I'm only seeing a Stockton.
Did someone buy it? I wonder if someone bought it.
Yeah, I think there's only a Stockton black, and then there's only a Nick Anderson autograph black numbered on one.
Yeah, it was actually like I saw it on social, and there was at least 15 to 20. So maybe someone bought them up. I think they were selling them only for like a couple hundred a piece.
Oh, come on! Where is my?
Should I message you? I'll message you next time, Joe.
Oh man. Okay, let me get back on track here. So this set, so we had, not only did we have the content of Prizm card per pack, or Crusade, how do we call it? Just the Crusade base per pack, but with the format, you're guaranteed to have 6 hits, like basically a hit per pack, either be an autograph or memorabilia. I'll tell you this: the autograph checklist. I think one thing that made these even tough rips at 60 of the time was you're getting like the bottom of the barrel autographs majority of the time.
They're all sticker too, and you know how I feel about stickers. I hate.
Yeah, they looked extremely cheap, and I think really a lot of the main guys in that set really didn't pan out. I mean, you can have the occasional Kobe auto, which I think Kobe was on card for at least in this product.
This is
really the signing checklist wasn't that strong.
Joel, this is a message to all future card makers that want to listen to our pod. If you want to put sticker, just kill it and charge me more for the box and give me on card, please. I beg of you.
See, I have a little bit of a different take. I think if sticker is needed, you should do it in a way where you make the sticker seamless. So it's like you build it into the card, like maybe you put a layer on top to put it into the card. But if you're just flat out just slapping the sticker on, you should at least make I think Leaf actually has gotten pretty good about this. Like make a section of the card,
the white
where
section,
it looks like it's supposed to be placed or on foil, right? And then you put the sticker on top. It becomes much more seamless. But that being said, part of the art of all this is having the on-card autograph, because it gives a large template for the player to choose how they want to sign the card and do something a little bit more special, not feel restricted to this little space on the sticker.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens, but there's just been so many stickers lately, and there are probably more to come.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way the industry, I think maybe for this to change, we might need a slowdown in the industry for this to not be the way of the future, because I think they're going to choose more and more to get away from the on-card unless we demand it, or dollars don't go behind it unless it's there.
Yeah, I mean, if people stop buying it, right, and that's not going to happen, but if people stop buying stuff with stickers, then you'd see a change.
Yeah.
Part of it is like, you got to keep the excitement going, so I kind of get that.
Yeah, I think it has its place. I think people always like to have an alternative, right? I think on-card autograph is the premium product, and you have people that always want the premium product. But you also people there like, this one is good enough for fine, right?
Yeah.
And I think stickers have their place for that.
Well, I'll tell you this, okay? Even though I have this stance on stickers, I have a different stance on jerseys that are not event worn or game worn, and then taken out of a shop from the internet and cut up and put into the card. I mean, why, guys? Why? Like, just don't do that. Just don't do it. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand how, as a hobby, we have decided to say, we are not saying it, but people are saying it's okay. And I'm like, why?
I think it comes down to aesthetics of the card, right? So I think we've accepted, I think it was a slippery slope. For rookies, I think in the past we understood because across the board, rookies tend to have a photo shoot or something like that. I think during COVID, we pushed the ballot with there's not even an event because of COVID, so they have to just use
Yep.
these
Well,
jerseys to
that
make.
that that I can understand it. That the aesthetics
Right.
I can understand. The ability to not get a game used jersey or an event worn jersey during COVID, I kind of get that too. So yeah, but outside of
Actually,
that,
thinking
Joel.
back to it, how come we don't have any bubble jerseys? We should be having some bubble event or game worn material.
Hmm. You know what? I wonder. Like, I don't know if this is the truth, or maybe we need to ask somebody. Is it possible that those jerseys had to be discarded?
That would be ridiculous, but we need to find some bubble game worn material.
I've not seen one card with a bubble.
At
That's
least they have
actually a very good point. I wonder if they discarded the jerseys or they washed the jerseys.
we
A
got to
lot of
find out
times they
more.
don't wash the jerseys, which
That can be our
people.
innovation on this. Is talk
This
about we
is
need some bubble worn patches.
all right. I have one guy that works in the industry as a photographer. I'm gonna reach out to him and I'm gonna ask him if he knows about what happened to the bubble jerseys. I don't know if he was photographed that event, but he does like all big games, like Cowboys games, all of them, like NCAA games, everything. So I'm gonna ask him whether he knows because maybe it was a health problem, health hazard. So they decided that
Yeah,
they can't distribute those.
yeah, they just burned them all. That'd be crazy.
But
All right.
outside of that, just to bring us back to the Crusade set, right? If I don't think the boxes are that expensive now. They're expensive, but they're not as I don't think they're as bad as what they were. But having the dual rookie class, having just like the fact that it's the premier design, and we're not talking about this, but 2013 and 2014, Joel, look just as good. They have really beautiful designs for Crusades in those years as well.
Yeah, so it looks like boxes of the 2012, as you mentioned, around $500 a box now, which I believe they probably came down from their COVID peaks. But this was supposed to be a cheap box at 120. In the 2013 to 14, those actually came out cheaper. So I think what happened was in 2012 to 13, the product didn't fly so well
Mm-hmm.
because it was early on at the time. And in 2013 and 14, they're like, okay, let's try a cheaper model, and they made the boxes. I think they came out like 60 to 70 bucks.
It was really cheap. I broke all those years.
Yeah,
And the other thing though is maybe part of it is also they couldn't get the buy-in from the basketball community on a football baseball main insert, right?
yeah. I mean, the same thing with
I don't
contenders.
know if that's the case, but maybe it's the first time basketball had seen Crusade.
And not really understanding like how kind of its place in the industry, and did it really matter that much when you have Prizm and Select, all these other options, because that was just the year of Shiny 2012 where they just pushed or really pushed out those innovations for that year to really start hitting.
I enjoy that it had like limited cards in the backs. I enjoy
Yeah.
that. I actually think if you think about price point to hits, that's a good box.
So
So, this is the fourth episode. We wanted to wish you guys a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. We won't come back until the new year, but hopefully we'll have some new things for you guys, and we'll try to change it up a little bit. We've been going on this similar pattern because we're trying to get into a cadence. But yeah, we're looking forward to what 2024 holds, and we're going to keep the episodes rolling.
yeah, just to echo Sheik, thank you so much to all of you for taking the time to listen as we grow, and we're trying to continue to keep going with this into 2024. So definitely going to 2024, we're thankful for all of you. Uh, if you can, please take time to subscribe to the channel, follow us on our other socials, and we'll see you in 2024.